Hey guys, good to be here. I'm particularly very excited that you found this video. We're looking at how to import and export audio in Pro Tools. Now, you would agree with me there are a number of files when it comes to audio, different types of file extensions that you need to import into your project. Of course, also export out of your project. In your Pro Tools project, you're going to have an environment like this, just like I have in my own project here. You have, for example, this is a plain project. Now, what you want to do is to import audio. I'll start with how to import before we export audio. Now, you come to File, you say Import. Now, if you have an OMF file to import, then it's good you say Session Data, all right? You can do this with a shortcut on your Windows system by saying Alt-Shift-I. For example, you just say Session Data. When you click on this Session Data, it's going to take you into your system where you can find, for example, I have an OMF file here, okay, right? You can see Open Media Framework. You just click on it. And of course, if you want to have more input, you want to have more insight into how to import OMF file, you can check one of my videos where I explained how to import OMF files into Pro Tools. All right. Now, I haven't spoken about using your session data during import to get your OMF files into your project. Now, let's look at audio here. You have audio. Here, you can click on audio. When you click on audio, you look for the audio file you want to bring into your project, for example, right? Now, we have it from our desktop. We say, we choose this. If you click on it just once, if you double click, it comes in here and here. But if you click on it just once, see, have it here, but you do not have it here. Now, this way you can just say add clip and it goes this way. You understand that? But when you double click, it comes here straight ahead. Now, why is this important? If, for example, the audio file you are importing into this project is not that of the same sample rate, when you click once, you have the ability to say convert. You have a convert clip here. But once it matches with your sample rate, it doesn't give you the option of say convert, meaning that you're fine. But if it's not, it will ask you, give you an option here where you say convert. Then you can click on your convert so that it can suit the sample rate of what you have set up in your Pro Tools environment. However, having done that, we can now say done. Okay, when you click done, it's going to give you an option. Okay, now audio input options, it says destination, for example, say new track or clip list. However, you can choose whichever you want, but most of the time I like to say clip list. Now, I'm going to demonstrate by explaining to you. When you say new track and you say OK, it creates the exact name of what you have imported here, down here. You're going to have that track here. But when you say clip list, you're not going to have it here. Rather, you're going to have it in the pool whereby you go and pick it up. For example, we're choosing clip list. Let's say OK. You see, you can't have anything here, but it has been imported. So what do? You check down this way towards your right. You're going to have the clips outlined here. See, that's the very clip that is highlighted. All right. Now, when you pick up this, for example, if it's a stereo, if you click on this arrow here, you're going to have, you see, this is your left and right channel separated. So that's the advantage of using your clip list. That way you can just pick a mono. For example, you can just say, okay, you're picking just one channel and you drop on your audio mono channel, for example, that you have created. You get that? Now, let's undo that and explain further. If, for example, you want to pick it as a stereo, just as it came, you know, this channel was already highlighted. It's a stereo channel. So when you pick it up, you have to find a stereo channel to put, for example, that way, instead of doing this way, you just have to say, okay, for example, you would have just chosen new track in the option. But however, you need to have a stereo track, create new, and then say stereo, say create, right? Say create. And now on this very stereo channel, this is where you are going to drop your audio that has been created. So you drop here, you can see it's a stereo channel. You have the channel 1 and 2, okay, left and right channel in your stereo. But however, if you want to make it mono, you just want to pick one, you click on this arrow, just as I've explained earlier, pick just one of them at either right or left and drop in your mono channel. So that's the advantage of using your clip list to import your audio in Pro Tools. All right, having done that, now let's look at how other options that we have in terms of import. Now we have done the OMF, the audio in. This way you can either bring in any of your files through the new track or clip list. You can also bring in your MIDI. When you click on this, find your MIDI files wherever it is and import into your project. However, let's check if there are other options like the video. For those of us who make sound designs, you realize that you can actually link or sync rather your video and your audio together. This way you want to bring in the video. Now be mindful that this video is going to be for reference basically. Okay, you bring in the video so you can have the audio channel where you can work in line. For example, you want to do some sound designs. All right, that's just way I can make more video on how to make some sound designs in Pro Tools, for example, so we can have more of that. All right, in one of our videos on our YouTube channel. Now, I haven't explained that we are going to export this audio channel, right? How do you export in Pro Tools? Haven't created these audio channels. The next thing you want to do is to export. For example, you have this stereo audio channel. You want to export it. First thing first, ensure that you click on this channel. All right, click on whatever you have so that the markup from the beginning and to the end is marked. All right, now you have the audio from the very beginning and then the end of it is marked, or simply by clicking on it, it just be highlighted as long as it's one single file. But if you have them in separate files, for example, maybe this was one part and this on that part, you have to ensure that you hold on the shift key on your system and then click on each part of it to ensure that everything is highlighted. Now, having highlighted this, we want to export it. You just go to File, come to Bounce to Disk. All right, do not come to this export here. All right, in case you want to render an audio wave file, for example, this is one very unique way and very simple, straight and direct, very reliable way to export your audio in Pro Tools. Ensure that you bounce to disk. Click on File, say Bounce to Disk. When you click on Bounce to Disk, all right, it's going to give you this pop-up menu where you have to say, okay, what type of file do you want to export? Do you say wave or you want an MP3? You can actually choose here. Format interleaved is excellent. Just leave it this way. Your bit depth is 24 bit, but you can decide any other bit depth that you want from here. All right, 24 bit is beautiful and amazing. Of course, you want to have some headroom in your bit depth. Just that a 24 bit audio wave file will take more space than the system. All right. Now we have the sample rate of 44.1 kilohertz. This CD quality. You can also improve on that if you want a higher sample rate. 48 kilohertz is not bad with a 24 bit. All right, then once you're done with that, you can decide to say file name. What file name do you want? You type in there and then you choose your directory by clicking here and say this is where I want the file to go when I export it. Be sure to specify a file name or wherever the directory that is very, very conversant with you so you can find your file easily. Now you say bounce. The moment you click on bounce, you're going to have all of this file rendered into that very specific folder that you have chosen, and then it goes straight. Of course, you can make use of your file. You want to put it on the internet, you want to send it on any platform at all, you can make use of your file for your project. All right, guys, those are a number of ways to import and of course export your project in Pro Tools. I want to believe that this video was useful to you. You can like, subscribe to this channel. We have more videos where this came from. Remember, you'll be the extraordinary. Peace out, guys.